Good afternoon, everyone. In Brazil, it's still good morning, 11 o'clock. We are here. Oh, in Turkey, I think it's 2 hours later. Yes. So for me, it's like 4 p.m. In Turkey, it's 5 or 6.
5
Actually,
p.m.
5
Mhm.
p.m. So Ashley's here from Turkey to talk to us about her lovely country, about her life experiences, and everything else we'd like to know about her. I know her through her brother. And it was a great connection that you had. Both of us, we have the same interests, we have kind of same lifestyles, so it was very easy. And like her brother, Evan is here. He knows me, he knows her. So he was just like, I have to put these two together, and that's the result. We're so glad you're here. Just give a little bit more introduction about yourself, and then we can start with the question. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, everyone. So let me start by talking about a little bit myself, what I do, and then if you have questions, we'll go deeper. I'm 50 years old. I'm originally from the capital city of Turkey. By the way, we call our country Turkey, and internationally it is now changed to how we pronounce Turkey. I lived in my hometown with my brother Evren here and our family until I moved to my second job. I studied statistics in the university. I graduated in 1998, and I started my first job in a corporation, a big global insurance company. It's called Commercial Union Insurance. Now it's called another name. It's called Agesa. Uh, I did personal sales, policy sales of insurance products. And after that, my long time banking career started. And I moved from Ankara to Istanbul, the biggest and most populated city of our country. In the bank, I worked for 11 years in the headquarters about the credit risk department. And then I moved to my last corporate job. It was another bank, which is another global corporation called HSBC. Many of you probably know HSBC. It's almost in every countries. And in that bank, I was in the HR, Human Resources Department, delivering internal training to the staff. I started working as a corporate trainer and a trainer for adults. Um, and I moved to topics like leadership and soft skills. And starting from 2014, I left the corporation and I started working on my own with some training and consultation companies. I'm still in the corporate world, but I am going to corporations as an external consultant, delivering trainings on um, interpersonal communication, um, stress management, emotional resilience. What else? These are all topics related to everyday life. In fact, you use them at work and you use them in your time other than work. So I like them. Um, what else could I add? Starting from 2018, I'm also a professional coach. I work with executives. I do career coaching and managerial coaching, supporting people in getting what they want, making decisions, taking actions, whatever, things like that. And so my life is a little bit busy. In Istanbul, I deliver corporate trainings or do the coaching sessions, both in person and also online. And I also travel to some cities to do this. And since my family, mother and father, they are in Ankara, I also go to Ankara every month. And in Istanbul, in my home, I am living with my boyfriend. This is our 11th year together. We have both been married to other people before, and we both divorced, and we are together for the last 11 years. I don't have children. My boyfriend has a 22-year-old son. He sometimes comes and visit us, stays with us, and he sometimes stays with her mother's home. And we have a cat, a black cat, named Gece. Gece means night in Turkish. And what else could I say? I used to like not deal with, but I used to go dancing a lot. When I think about my hobbies, my main hobby used to be dancing, not professionally, but as a hobby. I tried many kinds of dances, the folkloric ones, traditional ones, or the thing in the electronic music clubs, whatever. But now I am far away from that. I'm spending most of my time without moving. I don't like it. I have to start doing some sports. I used to do running also for nearly 10 years, more than 10 years. I participated in many marathons, half marathons. The longest distance was 21-kilometer half marathon. It was very, very frequent. Now, and starting from the pandemic, I don't do it also. So nowadays, my main issue is getting the habit of doing sports again. If anyone has got any advice, I'd be happy to learn. And I also like traveling. If I had more time and more financial resources, I would love to travel anywhere and everywhere. I don't choose. So, for instance, if I had the chance to go to Brazil, it would be wonderful.
Mhm.
More than I could think, because it's long distance, far away, and I think very different, very colorful as far as I see. I have been to some countries in Europe, to the United States. Japan was the most far away and interesting place I have been to. I still haven't been to Africa, still haven't been to South America as a continent, and Australia, of course. So these are the first thoughts I have now. And what do you think?
Wow,
Who
thank
wants
you.
to who wants to go on?
Yes, it was a very good introduction. I think we have an idea of how busy you are. Let's talk about that. Like in Brazil, I know that many people, I mean, I think everywhere in the world at the moment, people would like to have freedom, work for themselves or work remotely online. And that's why you've accomplished. You see, like it sounds like a very accomplished woman and you know what you're
Thank you.
doing, and people, look up to you. So tell us about how it is in Turkey in terms of having your own business, like paying taxes, worrying about retirement. What is the age of retirement? Do you have to
Hmm.
work like 7 days a week to make a
Hmm.
good living? When can you take vacation? When is vacation? How long can it be on vacation? All these things. Can you tell us a little bit
Oh,
about
okay.
that?
Okay. Um, the retirement age is a huge issue. It has been a huge issue, a hot topic as well, because depending on the years you get into the workforce, the retirement age was different, has been different for many years. And currently, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is. Let me check just a second because I want to know this because it changed many times. Let me just check. For
And
women and for men, it's different. Okay,
yeah,
I
you have
think
like a region difference, or the whole country is the same? Some countries they have differences in
we
region.
have we have geographic regions, but all the rules are the same. I mean, they are not
Okay.
they are not states. The country is a whole. The regions are named according to the geography, but there is no different management. Only one management for everyone.
Okay.
So it's a whole country. I think it's 65. The retirement age is 65 and 60. Uh, Probably 65 for men, 60 for women, but it was different before. There are lots of details about it. And my expectation is it will gradually go up because it's a trend worldwide. And also the population is getting a little older. the birth rate is getting slower. So, and also everything is changing regarding the workforce. So it will be difficult, I think. There is a huge issue about the minimum wage. It is also a hot topic. Let me translate it into US dollars. Just a second. Now it was. I am converting it. Okay, monthly minimum wage is around 600 US dollars, for instance. In
Oh, that's not
Turkey.
bad.
Is
I
it?
think
I don't
Brazil
know.
is
I don't know
small.
about other countries, but we have very high inflation going on for the last 3 years. It has gone crazy. I know that it's a worldwide trend, by the way. Inflation is being everywhere, being rising everywhere, but our inflation is called stagflation, if I don't know if I say it right. So it's faster than normal. So the minimum wage is always being ineffective in providing anything for people. So these are the economical issues. And for you told about vacation. That's why, because of the financial reasons, I think that many people cannot afford having a decent holiday, having finances for that. But traditionally, it was like working in winter and during summer after the schools get closed in June. Starting from the middle of June until the end of August, people go to vacation, mostly in the Mediterranean and Aegean coast, the western and southern coasts, if they want to swim. And also, it's a big country with many geographical regions, and we have all four climates, representing all the climates characteristics. Some may prefer not to go to the seaside. We have mountains, plateaus as well, but people are having difficulty in doing it's becoming a luxury. So I think Mete has something to say.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question. You mentioned inflation rates in Turkey, right? Is that they are uprising since I don't know
Yes.
for a long time. Yeah, Brazil we kind of have the same in Brazil, but I heard that in Turkey it's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And since you work in a bank, or you used to work for a bank
Mm-hmm.
or HSBC, is that correct?
Yes, it was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are the interest rates for credit in Turkey since the inflation is constantly
Mm.
rising up? How do you correct that? Because
Mm-hmm.
let's say I contract a loan, a credit this year. Probably in the
Mm-hmm.
next year, you have to correct that according to the inflation, and it changes a lot. Credit
Mm-hmm.
for people, it
Mm-hmm.
changes a lot your interest rate. How does it work
Yeah,
in Turkey?
you are
Great
right.
question.
Mhm. Yeah, good question. Thank you. In order to tame the inflation, you have to raise the interest rates. At the moment, again, I think my brother may correct me if I'm wrong. It must be the yearly interest rate should be around 45 or 46%. But what I want
Oh.
to tell is in fact, it's not enough. It has to be higher. But
Mhm.
as you probably know, high interest rates has lots of other problems, creating long-term problems again, and it's not helping, in fact. And also, this government, in fact, one man actually, the government himself he believes that he has to suppress the interest rates, which is fueling the inflation, because then people rush to the foreign currency availability to buy foreign currency as a way of protecting yourself. And the central bank is also holding the currency rates in a certain level. So everything is virtually being kept in a level which is not the real thing. We're having issues like that. Evren, do you have another thing to say as a person
Yeah, I mean,
in trades?
you explained it correctly. And one more thing, I mean, to make it clear, like 45 or 48% is a lie. It's not true.
Yeah.
The truth is more than 100%. Maybe
Yes.
close
Wow.
to 200 sometimes, yes.
Whoa.
Depending on the product. Yeah. For example,
The inflation.
the inflation. For
Mhm.
example, house like rental prices. Sometimes more than like close to 200% some years, but they announce it like 45%, 60%, which is a lie. It's not true.
Thank you.
It's unbelievable. No, from other countries, it seems unbelievable, but that's true.
Okay. Simone, are you going to manage the questions, or
You
should I?
can go ahead. You know how it
Okay.
works.
I
Thank you.
think Daniel was before Jenna. I think so. Let's hear Daniel.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you. I remember Istanbul from my school books, so my question is about that. Do you think that Istanbul's rich past as the capital of three great empires still resonates in its identity today, and as a uh, as a corporate trained person, do you think do people in general still feel proud of this history today?
Well, I think so. Again, this is my subjective view. Istanbul has always been very cosmopolitan. Yeah, I mean, before people like us were here, it has a history of some more than 1,000 years BC, as far as I remember. So when a city is used to having so much people and so many people from all walks of life, all races, all religions, etc., it creates something unique, I think. And people living here are proud, and you can find every kind of, how can I say in English, every kind of atmosphere. I mean, you can find a high-tech and futuristic district, and you can find a very Roman Catholic district, and you can find a very traditional Turkish place, and every kind of atmosphere is available. So everybody likes it, I think. But it's too populated. This is what I think. This is too much to handle. Current population has become, let me check. And perhaps we should compare with other big cities in the world.
Must be
let's
close
say-
to 20 million, yeah?
Yeah, the last figure is 15.8 or 7, yeah, which is nearly 16 million.
Officially.
Yeah, so
In the
it's like
capital?
you live in some part of the city or in several parts of the city. It's like a whole world with 16 million people you don't see everywhere. But I
Yeah.
think
Eze,
sometimes
Eze.
we manage, somehow we
Sorry,
manage.
Ece, you're just talking about Istanbul, right?
Yeah, Istanbul.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matthias. So there's where she lives, and her brother, Evren, he lives in the capital, or not?
Yeah, the capital, Ankara.
You see, there's a difference there, right?
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
big difference.
but Ece, Daniel was asking more about the country itself. Can you tell us a
Sorry,
little bit
sorry, I
more?
thought about
I
Istanbul.
was asking about Istanbul as capital
Okay.
of the
Okay.
Ottoman Empire and
All right.
etc.
Because Matthias was wondering, okay, now it's clear. They are in different cities, both in Turkey. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. And let's hear Jenna.
Sorry, I was late. I was fallen asleep at the sofa. I had some furniture building today, so I was tired. I was so on the sofa. I was totally forgot the sofa here for. But Daniel already asked a little bit of my question, so you answered it also a little bit. My question was if Istanbul is a tourist place. A lot of tourists come over to Istanbul, and I like historical things and those things, but I don't like the tourist points. Are there interesting things in Istanbul that are not really what you would recommend to say to look code or to go eat to, but it's not a tourist place?
I have to confirm if I understand correctly. You're looking for advice about the non-touristic
Yeah, the
places,
non-tourist.
but
Yes.
yeah, let me think. Good question, because I'm just like you. I don't hate too many touristic places. We have a district called, I will write in the chat box. It's also becoming touristic because it's not touristic now. Everybody advises it's to the tourists. This is a district in the Asian side. Istanbul has two sides on both continents. Half of it is on Europe as a geographical location. Half of it is on Asia, and there are two bridges connecting the both sides. And more population is living on the European side. And I'm on the Asian side. The Kadıköy district is where many people choose as a residential location. Many people prefer to live in Kadıköy and work in the other side of the city. They change continents every day. Millions of people transport. And in Kadıköy, there are some historical places all over Istanbul. You can find historical places like churches, mosques, and also art spaces. But if you're looking for interesting restaurants and nightlife, we have in Kadıköy too, but it's not very lively, I think. And more interesting things to do are all in the European side, in districts like Sicily, Besiktas, Taksim. These are the second ones are Sicily, Besiktas, Taksim are on the European side. They are lively for interaction.
I just looked up some pictures of the district you said. It looks a very nice district and nice buildings and those things. That's more the thing I was looking than the normal I always see on the television of the other sides. Because I was married to a Moroccan girl, and yeah, when we visited family over there, she was from Agadir, and a big city, and we always went to the places where the normal people went, and you have so much better food and better eating and a better menus than all those tourist places over there. I like to go out. I go almost each weekend. I go out dancing and those things. But if I go on holiday, it's more. I like to take in the culture of the people. I find it. If you go to a country, you have to experience the culture of those people. If I go to a all-in hotel and I just stay in the all-in hotel, I can stay home.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the same thing. That's for me. I can say I go to some subtropical swimming pool and I have a holiday also. So, but it's a nice district. Right. I will remember it for the next time if I go to there.
Yeah, for everyone here, if you ever want to visit, contact me all the time. I can help in whatever you like. I'd be happy to assist. If I'm here and if I had time, I can meet and hang out if it's possible. So, or just answer your questions whenever you like.
Thank
okay. Before moving to let's hear my brother Evren, and then I will answer Gladwin's message. Evren.
Hi, okay. So you also like you have been living in Istanbul for a long time. But a few years ago, you and U, you decided to live in our summer house
Yes.
of the Aegean Sea coastline.
Yes.
So maybe not the whole year, but most of the year you were there. I think during pandemic,
Yes.
or I don't
We
know.
also did a whole year too, a calendar year too,
Yeah.
because of the pandemic. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a typical Aegean resort, like a little town with white houses. Looks like Greece a little bit. So I told you that you will get bored if you live there because winter time it's very empty. Summertime, okay, but winter time is very empty. So as a person living in a very crowded city, what would you like to say about your experience in living in that empty Aegean town for like almost 1 year
Okay.
more than?
Good question. In Turkey, it is a very common dream. I don't know in your countries if there's something like that. People in the big cities or in the corporate world dream of leaving everything behind, move to a coastal town, probably a fishing town, and live a peaceful, more natural, easy life. So it is very common here too. For us Turks, it is the Aegean coast mostly because we have lots of small seaside towns. And people go there in summer. They see the summer experience, and in winter it is different. In fact, the place we stayed at is an isolated, small private village full of summer houses only. It is not very public place. But I wrote in the chat box the Aegean town of Ayvalık. It's also a very ancient historical town. It has a history going beyond Christ. And Ayvalık, in fact, in winter, it's not empty.
Yeah.
In 2017, I think, it was the first time my boyfriend and I went there in December and also March. And I was surprised to see the streets are crowded, shops are open, people are everywhere. And it's also importing people from Istanbul. People are starting to live there. So Ayvalık is nice. You can find art, concerts, theaters, and always bars and restaurants. And they have a very good cuisine, fine cuisine. And the climate is nicer, I mean, warmer or better. I didn't have the chance to stay in Ayvalık for a long time, so it still seems a little attractive to me. But not living in our summer house, which is very isolated and everywhere is empty. So if I have to choose, I would choose Istanbul over our summer house, summer village. But if I have the chance to try to live in Ayvalık, I would like to try before I die. To see if it is okay or not, just to see the experience. That's what I think.
And will you miss Istanbul or not?
I don't know. I had lucky many years. I feel like I did everything I could do in a big city. There is not one experience that's, oh, I didn't try this one. I think that I tried everything. I have experience. I don't know if I get bored. It is easier to go back to the big city because everybody's homes are here. It is difficult to stay in the small town if you don't have any house there or any work there. The big city pulls you back. This is what I see.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Before Mariana, I see, and Haydar, I was answering Gladwin. Gladwin said that, what's the official language? It is Turkish, and different nationalities. Everyone is Turkish national, but we have different races. We don't call them other nationality. Nationality is the official nationality is Turkish, but a lot of races The different races are Kurds, and then I don't know the English word for the I'm
Laz.
writing. I'm writing. And we have lots of Armenians, some Greek. These are the most populated ones. But if you ask the ratio of the population, I have to Google it. I also don't know. And everybody speaks Turkish, by the way. The Kurdish people are living in the southeast and divided in the 4 different countries. Kurds mainly. They live in every city, by the way, in our big cities too. In Turkey, Syria, Iran,
Irak.
and Iraq. Yes. So these are the ones I know. And there are not many different cultural, and I don't see huge cultural differences. But maybe I'm wrong, because on these matters, if I'm not I don't know every detail, I may be wrong. This is my view. And what's the dominating sporting code? Soccer, we call it football. My brother is a huge soccer or football fan, and congratulations to him, because the team he supports is winning the Major League Cup today or tomorrow, Evren.
Tomorrow. We will be
Tomorrow.
celebrating tomorrow. Yeah.
He's crazy about football, soccer. It's huge in Turkey. Yeah. I don't know about the crime rate. I had to Google it.
Not so much.
I hope that helps. And I'm moving to Haydar before Mariana. Haydar. Haydar, can you hear us?
Mariana?
Oh, he used to hater.
Haydar, sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's a
pronounce like German.
Kind of
Don't worry.
hider.
Don't worry. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. No problem. So, is there any rivalries or discrimination between people who live in Istanbul European side and the Istanbul Asian side?
I don't know. I don't think so, but again, maybe I'm wrong. But perhaps you should tell more about your question, and maybe I can understand better what you mean.
Okay, no problem. Because here in Brazil, we have some kind of the
Like
joke.
what?
Here in Brazil,
Uh-huh.
you have a little kind of the joke between some cities. Okay,
Uh-huh.
people who live, for example, people who live in Rio de Janeiro and the people
Huh.
who live in São Paulo. But
Okay.
but how Istanbul have 2 sides in 2 continents. Okay, when I compare with Brazil, I can imagine maybe can happen this kind of the situation there. Okay. But no problem.
Okay. What I think is like that, because Istanbul's population is consisting of mostly from people that come from other streets, other cities. So maybe that's why Istanbul means a small representation of the whole country, coming from everywhere. So that's why it's very mixed and there's no discrimination, I think.
Então, maybe I think there isn't the situation. They don't consider themselves European or Asian. They consider Istanbul from
Yeah,
Istanbul. Just
Europe and
Istanbul.
Asia doesn't have anything in our minds. It's only geographical, and we don't divide like that because people are the same. Everything is the same. When you change the continent, nothing changes in our lives and in the people. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you from European side or Asian side.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was living in the other side, by the way, until 7 years ago or 6 years ago. Then I moved here. And the reason is I was working there and I chose to rent a house or find a house close to work. Now I'm not working there anymore. Life is easier here, so I changed the continent.
Okay, so I have the other question. Okay,
Mhm.
did you work with interpersonal develop skills also too? Interpersonal uh, skills because sorry, I understood that you worked with soft skill.
I think I did not understand well. I need help.
To be honest, I didn't get that either. Hey there, you talking about her job?
Yeah.
Okay. And which kind of people she works with?
My current
Either-
job, what I do now, I'm delivering training to companies from all over
Okay.
Turkey, which have a training department for their employees. Not all the companies employ a training department, by the way. You have to have several hundreds and more staff working usually to have a training department. And for instance, I am delivering training every Saturday to the sales people of a bank. In the bank branches, you see the tellers you talk to with the customers, and I'm delivering sales training about banking. And last week I was delivering training about interpersonal communication in a finance company, but it changes. I also give presentation skills training and mentorship, helping managers do the right kind of mentorship to the newcomers, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, Mariana, I can hear your question.
Can you hear me correctly? Can you hear me okay? Okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry I was late.
okay.
Sorry,
I'm
I was
also
late
using
again.
subtitles, everyone. It helps a lot. I advise using subtitles. It's very helpful.
All
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry I was late. I was talking with my family in Romania, and we only got this time to talk a little bit. Sorry about that. But I wanted to ask you about like education in Turkey. How is it like? Is it easy to access like colleges and internships? And what about like scholarships and stuff like that?
Okay. Again, I will tell my view, but I don't know if I'm purely correct or not. Education system has also changed several times in the last 20 years, as far as I remember. And I don't think changing the system this much is a good thing, by the way. But now we have a system called 4+4+4 years. I mean, 12 years of primary, secondary, and high school education. Before the university, you have 12 years. And then there is a common university entrance exam, and people take the exam to decide which university they will go to.
Is it just one exam?
It has two steps. Exam one is done in May or June. I don't know the dates. And after one month later, there's a second exam, and you get points from both of them. And it used to be better, I think, because there were less a number of universities, but again, this government increased the number of universities, which doesn't help about the increase of the quality. When you have too many buildings and too many schools and universities, you should have too many highly intellectual professors and available people, but it is hard to keep them together. So we have a lot of private universities, and you can divide it into 3 categories. Tier 1 are the ones expensive, and they have very good professors, and they have high entrance points, and you get the right education, and you can compete with the world. Tier 2 is second tier, I mean, in between. And tier 3, lots of, I don't know the number of them. I don't know the names of the universities. Those are the ones people pay some money and they enter and they have some education, but nobody counts it. It's not accountable. It's not regarded very well. So, but you have a kind of a university certificate. And about you also asked one more.
About
What was
scholarships.
scholarship? Yeah. Yeah, let me check. I will check information. Just a second. In the first tier universities, they have lots of, in fact, I think all of them have scholarships. But for the best universities, you need to have very high rates in high school and in the exam also. But for the lesser ones, for the ones who are not so good, it's easy to have half scholarship, 50% scholarship, and somehow they help you pay. You get a proportion, and it's very common, because if they don't do the scholarship, too many universities, and too many of them are private now, they will not have any clients. I call them customers and clients, not students. So it is also another hot topic.
Okay, I was asking because, like, in Portugal, it's very hard for you to get a scholarship unless you are not Portuguese or you have a lot of financial troubles, or I don't know. There are specific conditions for you to have a scholarship, but if they think you don't need it, they will not give it to you either way. You have to either be a genius or be very poor or not be Portuguese. That's why I'm asking.
In fact, the government universities in Turkey, some are still very good. They are free. And the free, the old, and they have history and they belong to the government. These ones are free. And if you can manage to enter with your high exam rates, it's free and the education is good. And also, it's hard to enter the good private university. Scholarship is not given to everyone easily. It's like in Portugal maybe, but the other types are a different story. By the way, I have a friend in Portugal. As far as I remember, she was studying in a university called Católica.
Yeah, that's a private.
Yeah, it was a private one. I don't know if it was a good one, but
it's okay. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. Was it in Lisbon or in Porto?
Lisbon.
Lisbon, yes, that's the big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, like, and then some private universities also do this thing that's like, if your grades are above a certain level, you have like a discount on you have to pay monthly, so in that one, the Catholic one, you have a very heavy amount to pay for every month. And they told me, with your grades you can have a 65% discount every month, so I would pay a lot less, but still it's too much. That's why I was asking. Thank you.
Okay. And Mate? Do I pronounce it correctly?
Oh no,
Matteo?
it's for some reason it's incorrect here. It's Matthews, the US is
Matthews. Okay.
yeah. I tried to fix it, but yeah. Anyway, so you said you provide training for corporations, right? Mostly in the realm of soft skills, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you work with leadership development?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the topic of providing feedback, mainly, not general leadership, but specifically providing feedback. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you. It's an old question. It's still a kind of a controversy. So, do you believe that leadership is something innate can be developed?
Yeah,
What do
famous
you think?
question.
It is.
Famous question. Well, since I'm in the field of developing skills, it is impossible for me to think that something depends on. Yes, we have innate strengths. I don't deny it. All of you have some different strengths, and you come like this to the world. But everything can be acquired, trained, and developed. I truly believe in this. It depends on your needs and if you want it or not. The first crucial part is the will. If you want something so much, you can learn. That's how I believe, depending on, it's the same with the leadership, I think. This is how I believe.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
let's hear Bernie. Yes, he's
Benny.
being quiet. It's your turn. Rodrigo, please ask a question. Because you've been quiet
Okay.
today.
Okay. There are a lot of similarities between Turkey and Brazil. The same age for retired, the education, you have public, private, good private and bad private schools and universities, the same. But here Brazil is big country, and we have a lot of difference between regions, north, northeast, south, and the level of development in this region is very different. Because all our history, I live, for example, I live in the middle of a tropical forest. I live in Manaus. We are in the Amazon, the middle of Amazon, and I'd like to know about Turkey. There are this kind of difference for regions. If the government try to solve this, looking for more equality between the person, the gender, and a lot of difference that with the time make inequality between the people.
Yeah, thank you, Bernie. Very good question, because I strongly believe that a government's first duty is enabling this, what you talk about. If you are a government, if you are governing, you have to try, your priority should be making everything equal in your whole country, regardless of the region. But yes, just like you said, there are differences in regions. There are reasons. Reasons is another topic. I know, I guess, and we know some of the reasons. Some of them I don't know. But Istanbul and Marmara, I mean, this western part is more developed, and northwestern part is more developed. Istanbul is also there, and Ankara in the middle of, as a location geographically, it's in the heart of the country. Since it is the capital, it is also developed. It's the second largest city, and it is really well developed. I mean, people are educated, and it's like a decent more decent than Istanbul, in fact. But people from Istanbul gets bored in Ankara because there is no sea and there are no huge palaces or huge mosques, etc. It is more not very interesting to people. Okay, so Ankara, Istanbul, Izmir as the third biggest city. In the big cities, it is okay. Education and finance and health and everything. The worst parts are some cities geographically in the middle around Ankara and in the east. Also the Black Sea coast, all the cities there are better. And also in the south coast. In general, the coastal cities are better than the ones in the east and the ones in the middle. But I'm trying to travel when I find time. As I travel, I see that everything is getting better, but it is not enough because there's still the difference. We have to somehow stop the immigration between the cities. It creates an unsustainable place. And if I know correctly, it feels like I see like Germany is a good example about the, how can I say, providing equality for every region. I don't know. It seems like that. So it could be the target. It must be the target. It is like that. There are differences. It is hard to do everything in an eastern or in the middle of the Turkey, those cities. Bad English, sorry, everyone.
No, it was very clear. Benny, did she answer your question? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Do you have another question, maybe?
No.
All right.
A
I
good
was just
point.
gonna ask
Just oh sorry. Just
No, go ahead, please.
Given a example of Brazil in this case, we are looking for this equality, when we have government that try this, and we have good programs looking for solve this historic inequality. For example, we have code. Yeah, when you have I don't know now the correct word for this. I think it's code. When you have separate places in the to access the university.
Quote.
Simone?
I
Quotas.
think it's quote.
Quotas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
University quotas.
For people, for example, indigenous,
Black
origin,
people, maybe.
Black people.
People with disabilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor people. We have separate codes for these people. Use a national
He meant
program.
categories, right?
Yeah. So this is a kind of reparation for our history, with a kind of.
Do you have that also in Turkey? I don't think we
no,
have
we
that.
only this is something about diversity, equality. It is also considered hugely by the corporations. In Turkey, it's not like that because there is no, I mean, depending on the race, there is no inequality. And I believe it's true. There is no inequality. You don't have any barriers. But depending on gender, I mean, women employment, some companies try to employ women more. And also in the labor code, in the labor law, you have to, if you are a company bigger than a certain size, you have to employ, I forgot the English word. The disabled people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only for disabled people and sometimes for women also, but that's all. We don't have it very much.
I mean, I also have been to Brazil, and Turkey is not as diverse as Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil is more mixed of genders. I mean, sorry, not genders, races.
Race.
Turkey is not that much mixed. Okay, we are mixed, but
we
we
are
don't
very
have
similar.
black people.
Yeah.
We look similar, we look the same. Brazil is more mixed in that sense.
I think it's interesting for us, you know, like, because many Brazilians, they think, oh, we're very similar to Turkey, to Morocco, to these warm countries. I mean, they consider Turkey also like a warm, you know, very friendly, with great hospitality. Also in developments, you know, like when we talk about countries like that. But it's true, like Brazil is one of a kind. There's so many differences, also not only in races, but it's in diversity. In like Bernie was just saying, he lives in the middle of Amazons, you know, like in a city that we can call it a city, but it's just like.
What is the name of the city?
Yes, I'm gonna put it on the chat. You can show us. You can show it maybe.
If you could write
Yes,
in the chat box.
I did.
Manaus. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manaus.
So it's completely different from the rest of the country. And also Turkey. Okay, Turkey is also diverse and big, but it's not as diverse and not as huge as Brazil. Also with the population, because I believe like Turkey was also in the, like you're saying, in the middle of Asia and Europe. You also suffered a lot with wars that Brazil didn't have, you know, in the past. Okay, so you see, it is a city, but in the middle of the Amazons. It's amazing.
It would be very interesting to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
our city is the biggest city here in the region. Yeah, almost 3 millions of people. Yeah, and then the second city is about 100,000 people.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
Yeah, our is the biggest in
the whole state.
This is the capital, and the second city here in the state is about 100,000.
Unbelievable. Okay, guys, with this tone, we're gonna have to. What is that? Brazil has a high degree of. Yes, Mateus. That's exactly what I was saying. The biggest in the world. We have people from everywhere. Misogynist is a mix. Like you can find everybody, like everybody in Brazil from all different countries.
All colors, all size and color.
Everything is so diverse.
Very interesting
colorful.
country.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna have to finish. We stop with this session. I mean, Ece, for me, it was like you're talking to your customers. You're giving us a lesson, and
Oh, really?
so easy. Like
I hope it's a good thing, not a bad thing.
that was great. That was really good. I mean, I expected to be like this, but I thought, oh, she's gonna be a little bit loose. You know, you were, but it just comes so easy to you with experience and
I
you
like
do it.
I like people. People, I love you. That's
so
why.
clear. That's
Yeah,
so
I mean
nice.
it. That's
Thank you
why
so much.
I'm lucky to be doing and earning money from what I really like. I found it after 40 years of age. For the young ones here, try to find the thing you love, and it feels good to work in that field.
And we appreciate it. You taking your time and doing this for free. Thank you so much for doing this for us. I think everybody appreciate it. You know, you taking the time and also sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Also,
thank you for the invitation. It was really a pleasure for me. Thank you, everyone, for being here with me.
Okay, guys. Thank you all. You have a great weekend, and I see you next week. Okay? Bye-bye.
See you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.